am Vice President of Multi-Platform Marketing at the Walt Disney Company. I've been at the company for 15 years now, going on 16 actually. And I was working in radio at the time in New Orleans. And a friend of mine, former colleague of mine, reached out to me and asked if I was interested in this role that was based in LA with, at the time, it was really ESPN, although Disney owns ESPN. And I said, absolutely. I was interested in getting back into television. I had been in radio for a couple of years. And I interviewed with these two amazing women, Sue Mattia and Robin Remick, and got the job. And so I've been there ever since. One of my greatest accomplishments in my career so far, I would say the ability to impact people's career, promoting them, seeing them grow in other areas, whether I've had a small or large part of that, that's been my biggest accomplishment. I get to do some really amazing things, and I'm really appreciative and grateful for those. But I think to the extent that you can help others chart a path to growth and help them achieve their goals and their aspirations is the most rewarding, because people did that for me. And so to be able to pass that on to other people and see, many of my mentees or people who used to report to me, or just advice I've been able to give, end up at places like Twitter and Netflix and Google and Amazon and all these, really powerful brands, to see them go off and do those things. And then at Disney as well, to be able to impact people who I get to work with every day is pretty incredible. My major was marketing, and I had a concentration in advertising. I know 100% I wouldn't be where I am had I not gone to Columbia. So I'd gone to Columbia later in my life. I knew I was going to stay local because I was working full time, and I was looking for schools in the city that I could go to, and Columbia popped up on my radar because I wanted a career in entertainment. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't know anyone in the business, and I'm from Chicago, so it's kind of a small, very insulated industry there. And if you didn't know anyone, it felt hard to get in. So I felt like Columbia was going to be the first step to doing that. For the class of 2021, I feel for 20 and 21 graduates, I really do. Your experience is not at all what I'm sure you hoped for. What I will say though is you are coming up at a time where the industry has had to shift in ways that I do believe will benefit you. Being able to work remotely, being able to learn new technology based on the need to shift how we produce content, how we make films and television, the creativity that has come out of it, I think is certainly going to benefit this class for sure. Soak up as much as you can in terms of how this industry has moved so rapidly. Stay with it. I will tell you, I was late. I was 28 when I graduated from Columbia, but I can look at my experience now and think it's never too late. It's never too late to start to follow your passion or follow your career goals, or do the things that you love. And so, yes, there will be times down the road where you're frustrated or things don't go your way. Excuse me. But I will tell you, I've had fewer of those times, and I've had those times where I look at the things that I do and the things I get to work on as pretty incredible. So stay the course, and don't let the fact that the experiences that you could have had there not been a pandemic, like being on a set or being on site or being in person with people, don't let that deter you from chasing your dreams, because it will be over soon.